Welcome to our final but one session for today, for our first day at WordCamp Dublin 2019. And we have an absolute treat for you now. We have Katarina, who has come to talk about how to build a successful and meaningful partnership. And she's certainly a lady who knows, because she does this for her day job with SiteGround. And she's very, very enthusiastic about how you can build those partnerships, how you can build them outside your business, but also how you can make meaningful partnerships within this community as well. So I would encourage you to have your pens and papers posed, and I can see people who are ready, because she's a lady with the answers. So over to you, Katarina.
Thank you. Hi everyone. Thank you for being here. I know it's the last talk and it was a long day, but I'm particularly happy because this is my last talk for the year, and I'm especially happy because it's happening in Dublin, and I will tell you why in a second. First off, for those of you whom I don't know, my name is Katarina and I work for the big SiteGround family. Now, SiteGround is an independently owned company, a web hosting company with 15 years of experience. We don't sell socks, as many of you may have thought today. But before SiteGround, about 12 years ago, I went to university in Madrid. And as every normal student, I needed a job to pay my bills. So I was looking for a job. And a Dubliner, a fine man called Neil, has happened to open Irish pubs all over Spain. So I started working in O'Neill's in Madrid, which has nothing to do with the chain that you have here in Ireland or in UK. It was just named after him. So anyways, I worked there for quite a long time. But one day I met two Bulgarian guys there in the pub, and they told me that the company they work for has given them tickets for Real Madrid-Barcelona game for their achievements during the whole year. And I thought, like, wow, what a company does that, especially coming from Bulgaria. And they told me a bit about SiteGround, but back then I didn't have a clue about hosting, DNS, WordPress. I knew what it is. I had a site at the university, but never mind. So they stayed for a week in Madrid, and I introduced them to some people. We went out once, and at the end they left. But we never exchanged contacts. And 2 years later, they came back to Madrid, and they came to the pub to look for me, to recruit me. So this is how my journey at SiteGround began, thanks to one Dubliner. This is why I'm very happy to be here now, because if it wasn't for this person, I probably wouldn't be standing right here. So that's how my journey began. Almost 5 years ago at SiteGround, I started a customer care position, then changed a couple of positions, and eventually I went back to Bulgaria, which is my hometown, and where our headquarters office is, to join the affiliate partnerships team. Because what I've always done best during the last years, and what I still do best, is to connect with people and establish meaningful relationships. And this is what I do on a daily basis. I look for new opportunities for partnerships, or communicate with the existing ones and optimize the old ones. So the topic of these presentations is how to build partnerships. And the first question you need to ask yourself will be, why does my business need one? And does it really need a partnership? And the answer is simple. A successful partnership will help your business grow and will help your business expand in a way that usually cannot do on its own. Because at the end of the day, when you grow a business, when you create one, you essentially want to earn revenue. And when you have different partnerships, you can earn more revenue. So just imagine that, for instance, you own a pub, and you want this to be the most popular pub. You want to make everyone welcome, to make them feel happy, to make them want to visit your pub. And you make your home your homemade stew and the food is amazing, and people come all the way from Galway to visit your place just because people talk about how fantastic the food is in it. And what else do you offer in a pub apart from food? Drinks. Fresh Guinness. But you also offer something what I know for a fact here we call Ish Kabaha. This is whiskey for the rest of the world. This is the Gaelic word for whiskey. And you offer the regular brands that everybody drinks, like Paddy or Jameson's, Jack Daniels, which is not Irish, I know, but still, just as example. And at some point, you start hearing people talk about something else. It's not Jameson, it's not Paddy, it's something else. And I'm just using names as examples. I'm not advertising or anything, but I'll use one that I particularly like, which is called Redbreast. So you start hearing people talking about it, that it's underestimated, that it's fantastic and delightful. And at this moment, you know that if you add this product in your business, you have the opportunity to satisfy your customers, and at the same time, you can earn more revenue by selling this product. And this is the moment when you know you need to find a different provider that can get you that product. But what it actually takes to find the right one and to build that partnership with them. Now, in my process, I have a simple recipe which consists of 2 main ingredients. The first one will be to find a mutual business benefit. This means that you need to find something that is truly good for both sides, because this allows you to create a win-win situation. If you think, for example, okay, you have the pub, you offer the food, everybody loves it, people are delighted, but Patrick here crafts Redbreast. And both of you, you share the same passion and desire to do things handcrafted and homemade. So, when you offer to him to sell his product in your pub, the obvious benefit for him will be that his product will reach more audience. You will satisfy the customers you have, and at the same time, you will both earn more revenue. And the second thing will be to add a spoonful of human connection. So it's great that Patrick also shared the same desire and values as you, because you like to do things handcrafted and homemade. But at the same time, you have seen him go to watch the same hurling games. This means that you share one passion which can set the grounds for both of you to start a conversation and further bond with him, and then share your ideas on how to grow your business together. And yes, the slide says simple recipe, but believe me, those ingredients take a lot of human and business understanding and a lot of effort as well. And in the next slides, I will share with you the steps I have identified for my process, how to do that. And also, I will give you some practical advices on how to increase your success chances on each of the steps. Now, in that process, I have six steps: to define the possible partner, to research and approach them, to communicate with them, and finally to deliver and maintain this partnership. Now we'll explore all of them one by one. And the first one will be to define who is a possible partner, who is a good fit for your business, because not everyone will be a good fit. So that person or company should be someone that can help you achieve your goal, and at the same time have a need of its own that your organization can fulfill. For example, on a daily basis, I work with a lot of agencies and designers that happen to share the same type of clients that we have. And this creates an opportunity for a mutually beneficial partnership or a win-win situation, as I mentioned earlier, because If we approach, for example, agencies with our affiliate program. So when they share their customer base with us, we gain more customers. They gain more revenue because we pay them commissions for that, for example, for the referrals. But essentially, we have a third win, which is for the mutual clients, because they finally have found the solution they were asking the agencies for. So the next step, once you have identified who is the right fit for your business, will be to research them. Why you need to research the company? You need to do this because the more you know about that person or that company, the business model they have, their vision of their business, their values, and the global picture of that company can increase the chances of closing a deal. Once you have done that, it will be perfect moment to find the right person to contact, because not everyone in a company has the power to make a decision for a company. So you cannot directly go to the HR, for example, when you want to develop business. You need to find a different type of person. For instance, at SiteGround, when content network delivery technology became popular, we started looking for a partner, and we really liked Cloudflare. And while researching Cloudflare, we realized that the right person to talk to is their head of business development. And while digging even more, it turned out, luckily for us, that this girl is Bulgarian. And this little piece of information was super valuable for us, because this already opens the ground to start a conversation and have that human connection. It's just a small piece of information, but at the end of the day, it all worked out. We talked to her, we are still partnering with Cloudflare, and everyone is happy. Now, once you have found them, it's time to contact them. The most professional way nowadays will be to write an email. This is what's mainly used, especially with people that you don't know personally. Unfortunately, not everyone replies to their emails, and the same happens with LinkedIn or social media like Twitter, even Facebook groups, or you know what I mean. And this is why events like WordCamps are absolutely amazing, because you can meet people that you were looking for and you know that they will be there, but you can also meet people that you didn't know they exist. And this is it's an opportunity to not miss, because sometimes, and actually most of the times, a lot of people attend these events on their own. And people are shy to talk, and sometimes you might be surprised what kind of connections you can build on such events. So don't miss the opportunity to talk to people. One way to prepare for an event would be to check the hashtag of the event. Everybody uses it, they tweet about it, you will see who will be there. And it's also GDPR compliant, so no problems in that matter. There is another little thing about the events, is that when you contact people in person, the connection is much faster, it's more effective, it stays for much longer, and people remember you. And when that happens, I have a point here, just imagine that, for instance, right now you meet someone, but you don't have any grounds to establish any project together. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow or in a year, this won't happen. And this person will remember about you. Or maybe he knows someone that is looking for exactly what you can offer. Just remember that. Now, once you have contacted the right people, it's time to communicate with them and convince them that you're the right person or company for them. And I have 3 simple rules here. The first one will be to be honest, precise in your words, and easy to understand. Make sure you tell these people what you can offer and what they should expect from you. Like, don't tell them what you think they might want to hear, because nobody has time for novels. People value their time, and if you show them that you're very specific in what you want and what you can do for them, it will be much better and much more efficient than if you write, for example, a really long email explaining this and that and the other. The second thing will be to show these people that you have a good understanding of what they do. Why? Because this shows three things. That you have done your homework and you have researched them. It shows respect, and it also shows them that they're important for you. And it's good for them to know that they're important for your business. And the last thing will be to never forget to stay open and flexible, because during conversations, ideas may change and a better solution may come up from the communication. So don't close your doors if the first initial idea doesn't work out as you initially thought. So now that you have a deal, what do we have to do next? We have to keep our promises and make sure we deliver everything that we set in the agreement. So I'm saying this because a lot of people make the mistake to believe that a partnership is won right after we have approached the person and we have established agreement. And this is wrong because, yes, a lot of the partnership effort is put in those first initial steps. That's a lot of work. But if you don't keep your promise and you don't deliver what you agreed, you will lose trust in your partner. And also, all that effort you put in the first steps will go to waste. You'll just go to the bin. And it's pure stupidity to do that, because sometimes it's so difficult to find the right people and to talk to them, or to manage to have a meeting with them, or sit them down on a table and actually have that meeting. Sometimes it could take weeks, very, very rarely, and it's super lucky if that happens and if people are willing to talk to you. But sometimes it could take months and even a year to speak to someone or to meet them in person. And you have to be looking for where they go, what they do, what are their hobbies, and go to a concert to finally meet that particular person. I'll give you an example, going back to our Pop and Patrick that crafts Redbreast, which I don't think it's true, but the imaginary character works as example. Imagine that during the negotiations with Patrick, you promised to him that, let's say you wanted to close the deal, and you promised to him that you will order particular specific top shelves for him. You will order display tables so that that product is all over the place and people purchase it. And what happens when you postpone the order of the tables and the shelves? You postpone it with a week or two, but meanwhile, Patrick is producing more whiskey for you. What happens is that he gets frustrated, and he has all the rights to get frustrated. You promised something and you didn't keep your promise. But not only that you don't keep your promise, you are just losing trust with this person because you show him no commitment and no seriousness. And if you do the opposite, and if you prove that person that you actually do everything that you promised, what happens is that an image is born, the trust, you build more trust into this relationship, and what could happen maybe next year, maybe next month? Patrick will recommend you to someone else. And when you do the same process with that person, your business will expand even more. The last final step of my process will be to maintain this partnership. And for me, this is actually where the entire relationship starts. And this is the moment where you shouldn't allow this relationship to grow stagnant just because you have already done something together. This is the moment when you need to think of how to improve that relationship. Maybe do a happy hour together, maybe do a shot night. It just goes with the example, but you know what I mean. So just maintain and nurture the partnership because you want these people there. you want to continue working together with them, and at the same time, if you maintain it and keep this person engaged and think of ways how to improve the business together, what could normally happen is that this partnership won't grow cold, and it will rather evolve during the next years than dissolve. So make sure to maintain the communication, to update each other for any organizational or development changes that happen in your side of the business, and just exchange ideas. So to summarize on what it takes to win business partnerships, I can tell you from experience, because during the last 10 years I've worked with many people from different countries, and one of the most important things I have ever learned is that no matter what the industry you're in, there are two foundations to every thriving business and the key to a meaningful synergy among entrepreneurs. Partnerships are essentially built on trust and when you have a win-win situation. And you're the one that lays the foundation since the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as well.
You okay to take a few questions?
Yeah.
Very, very fascinating, and lots of tips that we can take back and practice in our own organisations. If we have any questions for Katarina.
Just have a question. Like, which relationships do you find better? Ones that is like transactional, where you're paying for it, or ones you get commission or give commission?
Recap the question. You can recap the question.
You are asking, first thank you for the question. You are asking if we find better partnerships that bring more revenue and we pay commission?
No, like you pay somebody for a service and you kind of have a business relationship that way, or that you give certain, like that other company you're saying, like they get commission for promoting you or whatever.
Well, it depends, because we actually we are very flexible, and sometimes yes, it's nice when, for instance, with the agencies or the designers, they recommend our services. When customers come to us from them, we pay them commissions. It's fine for both ways. But we also built other type of partnerships. For example, we work with a lot of educational programs and universities, and to some we provide, for instance, we provide free hosting to some students, because that's how we see that we help the community to grow, because a lot of people want to learn WordPress. And this is something that maybe at the moment doesn't give us anything in return, but if you help develop to learn